once more into the shame hole. Greetings, friends and enemies. Welcome back to Art by Flan. Today we are doing another Golden Oldies sketchbook tour where we get together and take a look into the shameful history of my artwork. I wish I could tell you exactly when this sketchbook was. Like, as you can see, if you watch any of my other old art tours, that they've only been vaguely dated, and most of them are from the 2008-2009 area. If we open this one up and take a look, it literally just says 2008 question mark. So maybe. But we're gonna go ahead and dive in. Let's see if there's anything small. Nope, into here and see what we got going for us. And there's dog hair all over it because when you have dogs, you inevitably have dog hair. So, first page blank. Assessment that continues into this very day. We're moving on to the first picture here. We have one of my Wacom Cintiq. I can't remember her name, but she was like mirror-based or something. I remember creating her for like a contest on some dolling forum, if you're familiar with like what digital dolls were, basically pixel art. So I remember creating her for that, and I just sort of kept her around. So this must have been a sketch of her. And as you can see, I'm very proud that I've now reached the 2-eye phase of my art, which is good. But the generic bad posing continues until this day. Here we have some old art of Jaku. It's kind of on a slant. I was probably drawing like this and not realizing it. But just some old art of her and some keys and some shit going on. I was also really inspired, I think, with this headpiece here by Sailor Moon when she had that weird crescent moon tiara for like half a minute in the manga. And so I sort of worked that into Jaku's overall design. I think this was that AU of my ex and I something, an angsty vampire thing going on. Some more headshots from that. As you can tell, I make great use of all the space I have, which is why I downgraded to a sketchbook, a smaller sketchbook, but I still have this issue. I still don't fill up the whole page. I think this one was supposed to be me looking at my art with a crudely drawn stick figure and wondering if I'm just good enough to be an artist. Yes, yeah. The answer, past Danny, is absolutely. We all feel down about our art sometimes, and you just gotta get it out and move on with your life. More drawings of myself in random different styles, and just another scribble of myself going, "I love me," apparently, which I gotta hand it. I did draw a lot of myself back then. I'm sorry if you hear dogs barking. I'm trying to cut out as much as I can, but they get in there. I have no idea who this is or what this is, but here is a bust of a lady. I'm assuming it's a lady. Could be a dude. I'm not sure. It's incredibly tiny. That's all I got you up in there. This is my character Apollo with vague religious imagery. Like, I had this thing where I would draw him in like the priest neck thingy that they have. The Catholics have. I can't remember the name of it or whatever. I'm really moving my hands off camera, but you can't see it because I'm talking to myself. But yeah, so that's Apollo. I think because there's that same symbol, so it must have had something to do with Jaku because they were in a story together and blah blah blah, whatever. Here are some more characters from Jaku's old story when she was a steampunk airship captain. So this was one of her wards. He was the little boy. He had like this panda theme going on. I can't remember his name. I feel so bad I can't remember these guys' names, but it's been a while ago. Almost 10 years now. And then I don't know who this little girl is. She's just kind of cute. They're kind of cute. What's that going on? Here is a, kind of like this. Looking at it. This is one of those pictures that's sort of just been in the back of my mind for a long time. Just one that I drew and I remembered. And I just is the first time I've seen it since I probably drew it or whatever, but I'm digging it. I kind of like this. I kind of like the perspective probably isn't great, but I'm digging it. It's not bad. More tiny doodles here. We have one of me, and then, oh gosh, I have my monopod here. And then one of, well, you're just gonna have to guess. One of a teen version of my character, Artemis. As you can tell, I'm very professional with my videos. Here we have some more Wacom Cintiq doodles. This one was for another one. This sort of existed in the same universe as the first one. And this was me designing her. She had more of like a tribal Aztec-y thing going on for her. And she used to have like this really intricate like body markings on her. And then I realized I'm an idiot and I wasn't going to draw those every time. So yeah, those got rid of those real quick. So here was me sort of bringing it down to just what was on her hands. I think this was supposed to be Jaku, but I honestly couldn't tell you. Here becomes my affinity with lips, which was really exacerbated by my love of Steven Universe with big puffy lips, but... So this was done, my family went on vacation to Panama City? Yeah, Panama City a couple years ago for like a family reunion from my dad's side. And so this is sort of the image I drew to like do on my DeviantArt journal to let people know I was going to be out of town, I wouldn't be posting anything. So we just have a little version of me and Samurai Doodle and my character Nan holding up swim shorts, which is funny because he doesn't have legs. That's why he looks so concerned. He doesn't usually have legs in this form. So he's very concerned as to why he has been given swim trunks. On the way back from this trip, my brother and I were so sleep deprived because my dad had to be back in his home state by a certain time, and we had to leave like ass early in the morning. So going home, we were so sleep deprived, and my brother just recalled this time when my mom had gone grocery shopping and we didn't know. And I walked into the kitchen and I just apparently said, when did we get these bananas? And at the time it was so funny. And then he just went on this long spiel about picturing me as his old-timey cartoon and seeing these bananas for the first time. And so that's what I've drawn here, was a little cartoon version of me wondering when we got these bananas. So this was, oh, hold on. There's an email on here. Okay. There you go. Okay, there was an email on there, so I'm just going to cover it up with a movie ticket. But this is my character, Nellie. I remember having a vivid dream about her, and the whole dream was like aged paper, but everything was drawn in like red pen. Like that was the feel of the whole dream for this character. And so I tried drawing her out, and it was sort of Tim Burton-esque, the dream. So I don't know what that email is, it's bothering me. But like the whole dream was sort of Tim Burton-esque in that style. And so this was the initial sketch. And then I remember taking it on digitally and adding that like textured old paper and that red ink effect to her. So that's this character. I'll take that off now. I really don't know what that email was. Here was, oh come on. Spiral Brown, man. This is a drawing of Jaku. Not much. Like, I say a lot in these because, like, what can I say? I don't remember what I was thinking when I draw this. All I know is she has no arms. I think she was going to, but that didn't happen. Another face. I don't know whose face, but I definitely see a lot of my current style in this, specifically the eyes. Noses and mouths, sort of, but definitely not as much, especially on the noses. This was a picture of me. You can see that, feeling it down in the dumps about something. And I also had long hair at the time. It was pretty long, actually. I don't know if it was this long, but it was pretty long. I don't miss it, by the way. I have short hair now. I've had short hair for a couple years now, and I do not miss it at all. I don't miss long hair. Here's a drawing of Usagi. I don't know what I did this for. I think it was for her birthday. Actually, yeah, this was probably for her birthday. So this is probably, I vaguely remember doing this for her birthday. So this is in June. So this is like the middle of 2008, which throws my whole timeline off completely, but whatever. 2008 sketchbook. I think the next one will be 2009. So keep your fingers crossed, y'all. Some doodles. I don't know who these characters are, but apparently this one is bad with a little squiggly note on there. I don't know who she is. I'd tell you if I knew. This was a picture of a steampunk-esque me, I guess. I know because this long jacket is based off of a regular like hooded jacket I had at the time, which was Nightmare Before Christmas themed, and it had like Jack written across the front and all these scrawly letters, and it had all the other characters drawn in like blue, but there was like a cutout of Jack on the back. It was really cool. So I tried to take, I guess, my outfit that I'd wear every day and make it more steampunky. I was really big into steampunk at this time. This is more angst art of me and the ex. I actually did something else with this. I did it digitally. I took a piece of tracing paper and went over it in like really rough pen. And I think the tracing paper is back here somewhere, so you'll see that. Really rough like ink pen, and scanned it and had like really gritty dark coloring on it. And it was pretty good. I really liked the outcome of that. Here is, I guess, was supposed to be me or something. A really grotesque face. And a bottle of black nail polish. How about that? How about that, friends? So these pages are sticking out of my hands. So here's more of Jaku and her crew on her airship. So this was her and Banira. And this was the little boy, and this was her kind of guardian. This was, I remember him. This is Wright. He was sort of her engineer, and I don't remember her name, but she was based on Athena, and she was sort of like her first in command, her kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? The brains of the operation, essentially, I guess. Here's some art of human Banira. You can definitely see how he has changed. Like, everything in the sketchbook is so small, so I'm kind of trying to hold it up to the camera so you can get a better look-see at it. So here's a page. I don't know who this is. I think this was also based on a dream. Kind of like, yeah, like this house, which is kind of cute actually, and this sort of setup were all based on a dream I had of like I'm trying to think of the word, canyons. So like there'd be big cities on top of canyons linked together with like ropes, and then down in here you'd have like other houses built into the wall, and at the bottom there'd be water and stuff. And so I was just kind of trying to feel that out, I guess. I have really vivid architecture in my dreams, but I can never put it to paper. And here's a disaster. I guess I was getting really frustrated and just said, screw it, and had enough of that. Here is a little moo cow that I did something with. Like, I remember doing it digitally and having like a wallpaper and icons and stuff available for download if you thought it was cute enough or whatever. Pretty popular, actually, if I recall correctly. Turn the page. I don't know who this is, but she's got a big furry collar. As you can see, 3/4 view for life. Jaku in when she was still a steampunk airship captain. I sort of like this. I don't know, just something about the feel of her face and her hair working together that I particularly enjoy. Some Hellboy fan art. I got really into Hellboy. Like, I still love Hellboy. What am I kidding? Like, I remember, like, I don't even remember what it was. My brother bought me, like, the director's cut DVD of the first movie before the second one came out, and I watched it on repeat, non-stop for 3 days. And to this day, even if it's on TV, I will sit down and watch it, even though I've seen it 400 times. Of course, I'm like that with a lot of Guillermo del Toro's movies, but specifically Hellboy. So here's some Hellboy fan art, and here's a little scribble of me saying if I don't stop it, it's gonna get out of hand. It got out of hand. Jaku, I think, in a flowery, pretty dress. Like, I really like, I don't know, I want to see the thinness of my art at this stage. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but the whole feeling is kind of light and airy, and I really enjoy that. This chick again, still don't know who she is or what she's doing, but she's hanging out, and she's got a furry wrap on. It's kind of horrifying, actually, but a fairy of some kind, not sure what for, probably just playing around, having some fun, but I'm proud of me for using up more than this corner of the paper. Way to go, Past Annie. Another drawing of myself. I'm sure you guys are sick of that by now. Like, I drew myself a lot. She was at my art persona, I guess I'm gonna call it, was sort of my default character. at the time, so that's why there's such a lot of art of me. And here's another tiny doodle of myself being angsty. Haha, get it? Get it? There's a heart patch on the jacket. There's a heart on her sleeve. Ha ha ha! Ah, deep. Here's some unfinished faces, which I guess, like, you can't really see it on camera, but there's a face here, and then there's, like, an erased face here, so I'm assuming it was going to be something mushy and romantic or angsty. I don't know. Ah, here we go. So here was myself as a member of the... What the heck was it? I can't remember the name of the organization from Hellblood, but this was me as a member of that, and apparently... I like the drawing, but apparently my alias was Mantis, and my power was psychokinesis, based off of Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid, my favorite Metal Gear Solid villain. So that's a thing that happened. Oh, and here's some more Hellboy fan art. This is based off of one of my favorite shorts from the series. It's my favorite, and I can't tell you the title of it right now. But anyway, it's supposed to be whoever slays the beast and their blood will... whoever is like... Something ever... You know what? I'm gonna look it up. Hold on just a minute. Okay, I looked it up, and the comic was titled The Nature of the Beast. And in it, the church summons Hellboy to kill a giant dragon alligator worm thing, and to test his virtue. And the fact that lilies grew out from his blood at the end of the comic signified that he was a good person, that he was of good virtue. And in the original comic, he doesn't see the lilies sprouting from his blood, but this was sort of my picture showing him actually seeing it. And this is just a sketch, but I did a digital version in sort of the original comic book style that I also really, really enjoyed. So I think that's still up on DeviantArt if you want to check that out. Links in the description. Yeah, I had to look it up. It was going to bother me. Nature of the Beast was that one. Another doodle of myself. Those are probably getting real tired and real boring real quick. Oh, here's some more. So here's one of me in a really weird style I must have been trying. I went through a period where I tried a bunch of different styles because that was really a thing I focused on, but honestly I should have just been focusing on drawing better. And some more... I think this is supposed to be Jocko with pigtails, and I think this is more of that character I talked about earlier from the weird red ink paper dream. I honestly wish I knew, but I'm betting it had something to do with... I honestly don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming there's some gay stuff happening here, but I honestly couldn't tell you the story behind it. Or why this one's a shark and this one's an octopus. You guys don't have any parts that are compatible. Nothing's gonna happen. Another doodle of... I'm just gonna start... Instead of saying me, I'm just gonna start calling it my art sona. Because... Art sona. I always say... So, funny story about that. I always said persona and not persona. And so when I said... some blank sauna, my roommate would always get really freaking confused. Like, what are you talking about a sauna for? But it actually meant persona, so I always mess with the word. But anyway, my art sona, more art of her, I guess. I'm gonna call it that because it's not really an accurate representation of myself, especially not now or at the time even. So this was some Twilight fan art. Like I said, I was a big fan of that series. So this was Renesmee. I remember doing a video earlier where I couldn't remember her name and I said it was ridiculous, and I still feel like it's ridiculous, and I'm very sorry if you have that name. My apologies. I think if with the release date of this book up to now, you may be old enough to use the internet and you may have been named after this character, and again, my apologies for insulting your name, but I was really big into this series, and this was from the last book, so I did some fan art of Bella and Edward's daughter, Renesmee. Here's some psychedelic art of my character, Non. Again, I keep meaning to do a video about him, but he's hard to put into words, I guess, and not sound like a big freaking weirdo when it comes to him. But, some art of Non, and is that it? Did I just not finish the sketchbook? Let me see. Yeah, well, I just didn't finish the sketchbook. Okay, then. Alright, well, there's some stuff in the back here, so let's take a little peek-see. This is an exclamation point and a question mark. I don't know, probably something for school. Here we have, here we have some doodles. Here we have two characters. Oh, I think these are based off birds, a phoenix and a thunderbird. And here are more of those weird armor people that you saw in my doodle before. So I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard. It's really super light and faded by this point. Oh, okay. So here is... I really don't know. Yeah, you can. So here's the rough inks I did of that picture I was talking about earlier before I added the dark gritty color that I did on computer. So that's a fun trick. This is also just tracing paper. Here's a scan and a printout of a picture I did of Optimus Prime. I'm not sure why it's been scanned and printed, but here it is. That's what I'm doing with it. Here's art of Non and some old eraser shavings. Art of Non as No Face from Spirited Away. I did like a Halloween piece where he went as No Face and I was Bella Goth from The Sims. Here's some art of Zim from Invader Zim. I'm not sure why. Again, more 2008 stuff, so I'm assuming that's when the sketchbook was from. Art of Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, this is like cartoon Sonic the Hedgehog in that video game, I guess. There's no date on this one, so I'm assuming it was for like my art class or something. Here's a fun car. It was a steampunk car. It says runs on steam. That's kind of cute, actually. It's on the back here. Oh, these are apparently some other cars. Oh boy. Look at an Oh No's Face car. Oh my god. A French face car. And I'm a farm laser car. Oh my god. Again, memeing it up in high school, y'all. It's a good time to be a teenager. Some doodles of a character. I don't know who. But I'm apparently going for a hexagonal logo, and I had some other scribbly doodles around there. I don't know. I don't know. I vaguely think this is Aries, but I'm not 100% certain on that. But hey, that's a cool hand, though. It's not bad for the time. Here's a doodle face of what was probably going to be my art Sona. Got that going. Some comic sketches of, I guess, Jakku and her, I'm just going to call her Athena, on her ship, enjoying the fresh air or something. I don't know. Oh, I quite like this. Still. So this is like my art Sona in like an older Victorian, vaguely Victorian style dress. None of that is accurate, but you get what I mean. Part of that vampire AU thing I had. But I actually kind of really like this. I'm digging it. Here is a character. Oh, so this was a character that goes along with my character Aeolus. You've probably seen. No, that's Toulouse. This is Tobias. Tobias was my guitar. That's right. Too many T-named angel boys in my art repertoire, okay? Cut me some slack. So this was Tobias. He was based on my guitar. Why he's an angel? I don't know. I gave human versions to a lot of my favorite objects in high school, and I had a guitar class my senior year, and so that's why I named my guitar Tobias, and I drew a human version of him, as you do. Another unfinished doodle of my art Sona. A vaguely shirtless scribble of the X's art Sona. That's much easier to differentiate between the two. These aren't mine. Oh no, they're not. They're my friend Andy's. And that's my friend Andy's. And that's personal information. So yeah, I think that's everything in this sketchbook. If you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. You can subscribe for a new video. I put out an old art tour, if that's your thing, every other month. And then in between that, I do a regular sketchbook tour, so you get a sketchbook tour of some kind every single month on my channel. And yeah, don't forget to leave a comment. If you want notifications from when I update, you can hit that little bell. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye!